Hey, welcome back to Puerto Rico Life. As you can see, I'm recording here from my office. I'm not in Puerto Rico currently, but I've been commuting back and forth now for almost 3 years. It's hard to imagine. And I've been renting since October of 2021. Um, and here's the thing, this is what I'm thinking. And this is why this video is why I'm making this video for you. I would really like to know, should I rent? Should I keep renting or should I buy? So I have my lease through the end of October. It's now May 7th or somewhere around there, early May 2024. So I have about 6 months, maybe a little bit less. What is that? Yeah, 5 months, 5 months or so to decide if I want to renew my lease for another year or if I want to rent. So I've been looking at houses the entire time. I've got a pretty good gauge of the market. I've got a pretty good idea of what areas I like. I've got a pretty good idea of my budget. I'm a real estate investor. I could put the money together to buy something. I would definitely have to finance it, but I'm pretty confident I can figure that part out. And I would probably be spending $300,000 to $500,000 on a property. And my rent is currently $2,500 per month. I have a great view. I could buy something similar to what I have, probably slightly less view, maybe a little bit nicer apartment in that price range. Or I could buy something out of San Juan. I could move further away. I mean, technically, I'm out of San Juan now in Carolina in Isla Verde, but something in Isla Verde for 300,000 to 500,000 would be sufficient. I might have to go to one bedroom um, if I want to stay in Isla Verde and have an ocean view. Um, if I want to be across the street though and not have quite as good of an ocean view, I could probably stick with a 2 or 3 bedroom. And there are advantages to that as well. So for me, the advantage to having a 2 bedroom or a 3 bedroom is people can come visit me. The disadvantage is, of course, the cost and the fact that people come visit me. I mean, let's be honest, sometimes you just want to have time to yourself. But I've been thinking about this a lot lately. So right now, I probably won't be back in Puerto Rico for probably till sometime in mid-June. So I mean, I'm paying $2,500 a month, and for 2 months, I'm not going to be in Puerto Rico. So that's $5,000 that just evaporates. And there's a thing where you say like, well, most of what you pay when you first buy a property is interest anyway, so it's not a significant difference. But yeah, I mean, it's a thing. So now some people might be wondering like, um, why haven't you bought already? I wasn't sure where I wanted to stay originally. I wasn't sure what part of the island I want to be on. I really do love Isla Verde, but there's a part of me that wants to be in Viejo San Juan. Maybe I need to buy an apartment in Old San Juan and have it be more walkable, not on the ocean, but more walkable. I need to buy a place with a dog where I can have my dog. I have a Chihuahua. She's 12 and a half, almost 13 now. Won't be with me forever. So maybe renting for another year or two and then buying a place that's not pet friendly might be acceptable. Other things that I need to consider are like, what about the possibility of buying a place that allows for short term rental so I can rent it when I'm going to be gone for a month and a half? I mean, I know for sure that I'm not going to be there for the next month and a half. So if I could throw the apartment up on Airbnb, maybe I could recoup some of the cost. Right now, my lease doesn't allow it and my building doesn't allow it. So it's not an option where I'm at now, but that's the thing. Another option that I can consider is the possibility of renting something that's cheaper, right? So 30,000 a year in rent versus $20,000 a year in rent. Or, if I got down to $1,500 a month, I could still rent a very nice place. For people who are um, paying attention to Puerto Rico, that's so. What I was sorry, I paused it for a second there because I decided that it might be interesting to take a look at some of the things that are on the market now, so we can kind of see it. But the point is, there's a lot of considerations for me, and what I'm really interested in is what y'all's thinking. Some people might be wondering, why haven't you bought? Because aren't you an Act 60? Don't you have to buy? Well, no, I'm not an Act 60. I'm not even a resident. So if you're paying attention to this channel, you know there's reasons why I've considered the possibility of becoming a resident of Puerto Rico, and there's reasons why I haven't. But it doesn't mean that I can't. So let me share my screen a second here. And I'll just kind of show you what I did is I just quickly Googled, let's see if I can go full screen um, all the way. I'm going to drop myself off. So what I did here is I just quickly Googled what homes are available in Puerto Rico. So hopefully you can see this. So like just, just Puerto Rico properties for sale, like, and we were talking about a price range with a minimum of, say, 250,000. Actually, let's make the minimum 120. Well, I mean, let's make the minimum 200,000 because I think that's a fair price range, and then maybe a maximum of 600,000, and then we'll just go with any type of home, and then let's see here, things that are currently for sale. And yeah, all right. So just doing a quick search. This is realtor.com. There are actually probably better ways to search. There's classificados online, things like that. But just to give you an idea of the dramatic range of things that you could potentially get in this price range. For example, look here. If you want to be out by Utillo, you could get a really nice 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,400 square foot house on an acre of land that looks quite nice, just at first glance. Obviously I haven't looked at these before, but for $200,000, right? That's really not very much money. It's that would be a payment. Or look at this one here. This is fantastic. This is in Vieques, right? Now, obviously that's an entirely different lifestyle to live in Vieques, and this one looks like it might need a little work, but look at that location for $350,000, right? So the point that I'm making is there's a ton of variety. And then if I wanted to be more specific, say to like Isla Verde, let's see what we can find in Isla Verde, Puerto Rico, in that price range. Okay, only one thing came up, and by the way, I know that there are many more options than that in that price range, so I'm not really sure. I think it's just the way that filter works. Because if you search down here, here's some more. For example, this property right here, a $400,000 condo. Let's take a look at that. So I know this location, 6410. We look up on the map here, and if you looked at my walking around Puerto Rico videos in the past, you will see that that this location is in that the video. In fact, in the part two video, what I actually did is I walked down this street right here, which I don't know if you can see the pointer that I'm using, but the little hand thing, there's the little red mark, and the beach is directly north of that. I walked down this street here in the two video and down the street back to where I live, which is somewhere over in this range. So this is fairly close to where I currently live um, in Puerto Rico now. And this is a decent building from what I can tell. No, I mean that apartment it actually looks pretty good. I mean it's dated a little bit, wood, oak kind of coloring, but I mean decent tile floors, hard surface. Big space. Looks like it's got a nice gym attached to it. It's got a nice pool view. Um, just on the surface. So for $400,000 in my price range, I could potentially have a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,500 square foot condo, which would cost me similar to what I pay now. Now, obviously, I have to think about condo fees and things like that. If I wanted to go, a little bit further out to something like now this one's pending, so obviously not really an option, but go out somewhere like Bayamon, which is, maybe 20-25 minutes away at the most. I mean, look at this house. This looks like a beautiful property for $229,000, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Now, the downside to something like this is I'm not on the ocean, right? Like, and there's there's real value to me to being on the ocean, but there are values to having a place to call your own. And look at this one, $51,000 price drop in Dorado. Um, so that's an interesting issue too. Like, was it overpriced or is the market changing? Anyway, I don't want to spend a tremendous amount of time just looking at property in Puerto Rico on here, because if you were to look at whether you wanted to buy or something in the future, um, that's a different situation. Here's an interesting one, really quick, by the way. 1477 Ashford. I actually stayed in an Airbnb at this property. Um, Small studio apartment. This is very similar to the Airbnb that I was in, actually. A studio apartment, really tiny. The building's reasonably well maintained. Um, and, it's going to depend a little bit on that. No ocean view there, but a really walkable area. And notice that's, man, that's expensive on a square foot basis, but we're talking about Condado, which is one of the more expensive areas in Puerto Rico. Um, but I mean, as you can see, there's a tremendous amount of options. This is another place. This is just down the street. Let's take a quick look at this. I recognize this mural right off the bat. That's just a walking distance down by the Supermax. 515,000. That looks like a nice lobby, decent pool, small pool, right on the ocean. I'm very familiar with this. I walk by this frequently. Um, the gym looks nice, efficient. The apartment looks good. Built-in shelves, modern-looking kitchen, partial ocean view there from the kitchen. Looks like a partial decent pool and ocean view from the balcony, and from the bedroom, same thing. Not as good of the view as what I have currently, but a two-bedroom, two bath for 515,000. So again, maybe slightly out of the range that I want to spend, but again, so these are the things that I've been thinking about as I look at whether or not I should make the decision to buy something in Puerto Rico. Now, I have plenty of personal reasons to consider this, plenty of things to think about, but as a general rule, as a real estate investor, I do like having equity. I do like owning something. Um, but I'm really curious. I would love to hear your thoughts. So if you guys could put some comments down below, let me know. Should I buy? Should I stay? Should I go? I'm sure there's going to be some gringo go home person that's going to jump on here and say go home gringo. But the thing is, like, I love Puerto Rico. I'm committed to being in Puerto Rico as much as I possibly can. And the question is, should I buy something? Should I continue to rent? It is a dichotomy which I continually think about. Obviously, renting has its advantages. If things break down, you can call your landlord. If you decide you don't want to be there anymore, you just leave, right? But the advantages of having a property is that rents can't go up on your property. Once you have the property, it's your property. Now, obviously, if it's a condo, association dues or something like that can go up. But I don't know. So if you're thinking about buying in Puerto Rico, reach out to me. Maybe we can talk. I have a couple of realtors I work with that are really good. Happy to share that with you. Maybe I'll even interview one of my favorite realtors on the channel if that's something that you're interested in. So let me know if you guys are interested in buying in Puerto Rico, if you think I should buy in Puerto Rico, if you've already bought in Puerto Rico, and you want to share your experiences, send me an email, put in the comments below, join the Facebook group. All of those things have been really, really good for me. So should I buy? I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I've got about 5 months to decide if I'm going to renew my lease for another month or another year, or if I'm going to purchase something. So let me know what you think in the comments below. And as always, if you have any topics that you're interested in talking about regarding Puerto Rico, feel free to send those to me as well. Put them in the comments, send me a message. I love answering viewer questions. I really love Puerto Rico. If you haven't realized that already, please do understand that I love the people, I love the culture, I love the weather, I love the food, I love the rainforest, I love Isla Verde and Viejo San Juan, but I also love the whole island, Ponce, Rincon, Mayaguez. The mountains like Camuy, Atillo, the north coast, Arecibo, Isabela. Oh man, so many beautiful places in Puerto Rico. I could just name places like at random forever. But yeah, let me know what you think. And I'd love to chat with you about Puerto Rico. So feel free to reach out to me if you want to chat more. Thanks so much. And I look forward to seeing you next time here on Puerto Rico Life. As always, if you're liking my content, give me the thumbs up, put some positive comments below, encourage me. And again, really, if you have anything that you want to learn about, please ask about that. I'm happy to create content specific to your questions whenever possible. Thanks so much and have a wonderful day.